Hello, my angels, and welcome back to a new day, a new reading. What a day this is, right? I don't know if it's just me, but sheesh, I think it has been a rough day and it's not even that far in the day yet. That's just me. I went to see my doctor this morning. I have been dealing with I don't know if it's my body just reacting in general, or if there's something there. So I went to get it checked, and I'm waiting for answers of. He did like, do you call it blood work or whatever? Like, anyways, tap my blood, and I'm just waiting to hear back from the lab regarding some testing, because things are not the way that they have to be. I don't know. I'm a bit. I wouldn't say scared that going that I'm going through menopause. And I know I'm young in that lens. Like I'm 35. I'm turning 36 this year, but my mother, she went into menopause when she was 33. And they do say that it is like genetics, so it could be. And just then reflecting upon what has truly been going on within my body, I'm just a bit concerned. And again, maybe I'm being a bit personal, but you'll just have to deal with that. But my menstrual hasn't come in several months. It's like been so long, and I have never dealt with that before. I never have had like unregular periods, like when my body is just clean, I'm not on anything. And yeah, if you know, and my skin is acting out. I'm breaking out constantly, and it's so dry, but still very, very, I don't know how to say it, but very like unclean, but dry. And if I put lotion on it to help me moisturize it, I just break out even more. And it's not only on my face, it's on my arms and stuff. And I'm just constantly itching, and yeah, a lot of skin things. And again, I haven't changed anything within my diet, and it just have come within, again, the last 5 months or so. So now I was like, I gotta go check it out. My mom keeps saying, oh, you'd probably reach menopause like me in a young age. I'm like, oh, maybe I have. It just seems so early. But then again, genetic is genetic, right? You can't control that. So waiting back for that, and we'll know a bit more tomorrow. We did a lot of other testings, like my liver and numbers on that, health like numbers, or whatever you call it in general. Just if my body is in good shape. So that's exciting. A bit nervous, but try to keep it positive. You got to, right? Everything happens for a reason. So if that's what I'm meant to be dealing with in this time of my life, then so be it. However, that was a long intro to the radio. However, I'm so itchy. I'm sorry. I can't get past that. Itchy, itchy, itchy. However, let's see the collective we are dealing with. Initially, what I was feeling coming into this reading, a bit, I wouldn't say annoyed necessarily, but a bit of maybe you're triggered from something. Maybe the whole deviation I just is tied in, and you as well have been going through something or whatever, or you're concerned about something to do with your health, and that's a sign in itself to go check it out, right? But let's see what comes out. So the collective we're reading on today, what are they in the midst of? Okay, so first card out, honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. So you could be attending someone's wedding, or you're reflecting upon a honeymoon phase, or you're going through something within the honeymoon phase. phase. Words right now. What is happening? Let's see. And then something to do with your intuition. This card specifically says the red cards you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So your intuition could be telling you something to do within a very short-lived romance. And there's something here. There are red flags that your intuition is trying to deviate you, so to speak, towards, to not ignore, but know that what your intuition is telling you is in fact correctly. Let's see a bit more. And then the move on. Okay. I think that could be your intuition speaking. Again, it's quite opposite energy, isn't it? Honeymoon phase, that's very loving, being within that love bubble energy, and then the move on. It's like on the opposite side of the spectrum. So you could, in this moment of time, be dealing with an emotional trigger, and your intuition is trying to guide you through it. But are you listening to the red flags that are present in this moment of time? That is the question. I am feeling that you could be so tongue-tied, but be reflecting upon that very short-lived romance that you have been going through when it comes to that situation. Again, someone here is unavailable, so wanting to shut the door on it, but then again, the intuition in the midst of it. Are you listening to that? But at least for me, what I say about that honeymoon phase that you can be in with someone, I say 3 to 6 months of a time period, right? So if you have been in a dynamic where it was within years, this is not your reading, right? But let's see about that. Confession. So someone has something to tell you. And confession, it is a bit of a red flag, right? And it's like, I'm hearing that. Don't take the moment of bliss. There could be something here coming to your table from a person you have been having that short-lived romance with, and your intuition is trying to guide you when it comes to this. And you would maybe feel quite emotional triggered right now, because again, what is to come? If you have a confession coming, they're trying to test you with, well, how are you dealing when you are triggered? Are you able to trust your intuition to truly tap into yourself and your higher knowing and trusting in that? Or are you letting yourself be triggered unnecessarily, if you know what I'm saying? And it would be a dynamic here where you're feeling someone is unavailable. I don't think you have completely moved on for this. Again, with honeymoon phase on your mind and in your energy, it indicates to me that the energy of this in some way, shape, or form is still present with you, right? You haven't completely moved on, but you would be reflecting upon that someone seems like they are a waste of time. I'm so tongue-tied. But confession. If someone has something to confess, they haven't been totally honest. And it could be from the period, again, it's under the honeymoon phase. So maybe it is from like taking it back to when you first initially got together, that there was something going on within the midst of the connection, and they have never confessed that to you, that this was maybe something or someone was within the background, right, stirring things up, that made them seem like they were unavailable, like this whole situation was a waste of time. And that in itself, yes, it's a message, but it also is a bit sad, right? If you are truly thinking that this was just a waste of time, again, what did I even do this for? Why did I even entertain this? Was it even true? I'm getting that right for a reason. Maybe they left you quite abruptly as well. And that is hard. If you have been within the honeymoon phase with someone, you were in your love bubble energy when this all came to an end, maybe quite abruptly, suddenly. That door was shut, and ever since then, they have just been seeming like this is all a waste of time, right? But confession, it is very much different to communicate. Again, communication is more within the lens of truly working something out, taking, again, time to reflect upon what has really been going on, and therefore having an open, honest conversation about it, hoping to solve the issue, right? Confession is different. It is more within the lens, like we see here. Someone maybe has mucked something up and they want to confess something. Again, I feel like it's tied into when you were together with that honeymoon phase. Can I get one more for that? And then we have caution. So it says here, finding out more information, don't overwork yourself. So you could, again, with that intuition, you could have been trying within yourself to figure out what truly went down, but the universe is saying don't overwork yourself when it comes to this. And again, I also think it's when it comes to this confession and when it's coming in, don't overwork yourself. Find out more information. Don't be jumping to conclusions, or don't be overworking yourself in the way where you are feeling overwhelmed. And again, that emotional trigger I said in the beginning could very well be quite present for this collective, and you would be tested with that in this moment of time within your reality. So if you are coming across maybe not big triggers, but minor triggers within, not necessarily in the lens of confession, but people are coming to you relaying certain things in this moment of time, how are you then reacting? Are you letting it take you out of your peace and your quiet? Are you moving about it differently? Are you, again, maybe taking it to too much of a heart, like taking it on quite heavily, instead of trusting your intuition and how it is trying to guide you in this moment of time through that trigger, through those obstacles, right? Can I have one more for the caution card? So water sign, again, it talks, water is emotions, right? Water is emotions, but it's also the sign of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. That could be tied to the person who wants to confess, or you collective are that. But I'm feeling more it's tied to it. Again, water. Water is all of our emotions, and this could be, again, an emotional trigger that's coming in, and then how are you dealing with it? So this message could be finding you, again, to gain that center for when this comes in. What about that intuition? Challenges. Again, with that, read the red flags, don't ignore them now. And I said that don't take the moment of bliss. They are challenges here, and there would have been challenges also for you, collective, to trust your intuition when it comes to this situation. That in itself could be a challenge for you to truly surrender to what you are feeling and then believing it, right? Finding it very hard to stay in that center within yourself of, no, I am trusting what I'm feeling. I'm trusting what I am seeing, what I am hearing. I am trusting my intuition. And your intuition, if you do not know it, is the first couple of seconds when something is coming to you. That first initial thought before your mind starts to overprocess and overthink and overplay anything. It's like a split second within the moment, right? And that's your intuition guiding you and telling you what is going on. And the red flags are here for a reason. So don't ignore them. And there would be still challenges here within the connection, again, with the red flags and the challenges, right? And it makes sense with the confession. The challenges, the intimacy. Again, I'm only here to give advice. You can take it or leave it as you wish. However, if there are challenges when it comes to some kind of intimacy, or at least that sexual reminiscing, and again with that intuition trusted, it would be if someone is coming in to confess something, a lot of emotions here, they say have caution, figure more things out before reacting upon it, right? Trusting your intuition. If you have in your mind been feeling like I shouldn't be giving my vessel away, and then this person comes in and all of these emotions are being stirred up, are you choosing to trust what you initially had felt before this came in, again within the process of thought, right? Or are you gonna take that moment of bliss? Even though there are still challenges here, you're gonna take the moment of bliss and lead with that intimacy energy, that chemistry, that sexual energy, right? I want one more for that. But it's like, and then, oh, the guardian. So maybe you have, within this dynamic, you have lost someone near and dear to you, like after this, within the honeymoon phase or afterwards, up until this moment, you could have lost someone that was very near and dear to you. And again, my heart goes out to you if you're dealing with some kind of loss. And then again, I think you are knowing of this in your own rights, that someone loved it is watching over you, that you have a guardian angel up there trying to guide you within this lifetime. You could be speaking to them or feeling them around, or have indication of that they are there. You could ask them for certain signs that comes to mind, like a white feather, and it would be landing on you, or you would be finding it throughout your day, and you just know that they are there and guiding you. They are by your side always. But like I said, I'm only here for advice when it comes to that. I'm not anyone's mom, so you can do whatever you feel is right for you in the moment. But I'm gonna be honest, it's here for a reason with the red flags and the challenges. And if this person is quite, in your eyes, collective, alluring in that way, and you're finding it hard to resist them, you are not forced to meet up and see them face to face, even though they may be suggesting that with the confession, right? You have the ability to choose otherwise. And if you know for a fact that that would be a challenge, then to trust your intuition due to the intimacy and the chemistry that you guys have, again, act upon it differently than you would in the past. Go about it in another way. If you have been more within the celibate lens since this person, don't just be giving your vessel away. It's a sacred thing, right? But then again, you do you, honey. You do you. What about the move on here? The move on. Someone is a waste of time. Vacation. So there could be something here with travel, right? The honeymoon phase talks about that as well. And then we have the vacation card. You will be traveling soon. That could tie you to this reading. Or again, it has something to do with that person being unavailable in the lens of your eyes, collective, and they are coming in, yes, to confess a lot of emotions. Maybe they want to take you somewhere. Maybe they want to take you somewhere where maybe this offer, so to speak, I don't think it's necessarily an offer. Again, we have confession here for a reason, but it's within the energy of a lot of emotions with the water sign, right? And if they want to take you somewhere, it's getting away, like not necessarily running away from problems, but it could be, again, I'm saying it for a reason, it comes to my mind, to get away from the outside world, just be the two of you, nothing around that could stir up anything, if you know what I'm saying. And then moving. This is specifically saying that change of residence, moving in with your partner. I don't think you are about to move in with anybody. That would be a bit odd. It doesn't seem like you are in like union right now. Again, something to confess here. That seems a bit off-putting, doesn't it? But it could tie you to this reading. Maybe you are thinking about moving. We have a lot about it, the move on and the moving, right? I just want one more for that when it comes to vacation and moving and gambling. This card specifically say problem with addiction or gambling and bad finances. So there could be something within that lens. I just want something more when it comes to that. The moving, the vacation, and the gambling. It's the golden mirror. So again, tying into that move on card, right? Self-absorbed, narcissist tendencies, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. So I guess you could have been living with this person, even though very short-lived romance, you could have ended up moving in together, maybe taking a gambling on that, or then again, that's still a seed here. That this person, to tie you to it, is dealing with some kind of addiction when it comes to gambling and bad finances, right? Maybe you had a dream that ties you to that energy in itself. I'm getting that for a reason. Can I have one more for that energy? My angels, the moving and kisses. And hammer. So even though this has been in the lens and your person, if I may call them that, or that person within that energy, right, has been acting very self-absorbed, maybe showing a bit of narcissistic tendencies, like not even dealing with this, just shutting the door completely on this, right? And left you feeling quite abandoned within the situation. They could as well be coming into, I'm hearing that, love bomb you, right? And this would be a bit love bomb if someone is coming in to confess all of these emotions, right? And you haven't heard anything prior. There's still something here within the challenge because it's not really being, what do you say? It's not really coming in with a solution to the problem. It's more within like getting it off their chest, and not that it's necessarily bad, but then again, what is the attention behind it? If they are coming in hoping that this confession of all of their emotions will take you into direct intimacy and you can just, again, leave, I'm getting that for a reason. It's a bit odd, but it's like this person just wants to come in and take you away from the world so they are not interfering. But it seems like there is something behind it. I'll have to see if I can get a bit more into that. And if they are wanting maybe to move in quite quickly within your place because they are dealing with some bad finances, that's a red flag you shouldn't ignore. And that would be in that love bombing department, right? And I'm hearing that again, don't take the moment of bliss. And then we have the hammer, right? The sabotage, the rebuilding, the integration, the receptive, the persistence, and working on it. So again, it could be something that they are reflecting upon, on wanting to represent. Again, they would know if they are in bad finances here, but we also have the unconditional love, the giving and receiving affection and falling in love. I'm just not getting that this person is coming in to confess that they are dealing with bad finances. I'm gonna be honest. Could this has been a seed that is why they have been acting like they were unfazed with the situation and just a waste of time? I guess it could. I guess it could if they were dealing with the gambling and bad finances. But then again, the moving in card, a change of residence that talks about specifically moving in with your partner and with vacation. They could be wanting again to take you away to kind of create again a honeymoon phase with you, but have like a bit of a hidden agenda. And we do have the caution card here and the red flags. Can we have a bit more when it comes to that confession? Lightning. So it's going to come in suddenly. We're going to get a dice after this just to see. But suddenly, something changed. Shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval. That's the word. And transformation. They could have been going through something there. Like something has come in shockingly with them. I know that confession as well with all of these emotions and yada yada. But that came to my mind. Maybe something has been going on within their life that making them act then upon this, because they have had shockingly change, something coming in quite swiftly, abruptly again. And if we take it back, like I said in the beginning of the reading, this person left you like that, all of a sudden, shockingly, abruptly, right? And they are coming in again with that energy. Don't ignore that red flag, collective. Because have they then truly evolved and changed into something that you can depend on? I'm gonna be on and getting a feeling. That confession and the caution, my angels. Passion. Again, I'm only here for advice. But my advice, collective, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Important message just came through, sign in itself, right? But passion, insane chemistry, liking each other equally and having fun. And that sentence, having fun, truly stands out to me. Maybe that person is very much operating within more of a lust when it comes to collective. Caution. What is the caution here, my angels? Stabbed in the back. So this person could move within. They have had something shockingly that had left them maybe stabbed in the back. And that is the thing I'm hearing. But I also think, again, to tie you to this, the way they left you was like that, with a lot of pain within the separation. Again, the shocking attack, the deception, the heartbreak, maybe even lies. There is a reason why confession is here under that honeymoon phase. Again, the beginning of the reading, right? And we know for a fact it has to be doing with a lot of emotions here. I think they are overwhelmed with emotions. And I also think that's why the angels are saying have caution when it comes to this, figure more things out, because the way they left you, right? It would be interesting to see if they are coming in open and honestly with that confession. There's just something in me that makes me feel like they are only coming in telling what they need to tell. Not maybe being fully transparent. Not that we have anything with the mask or something here, but there's just something about this energy. And then we had the sunglasses. The watching, the looking, the stalking, the gaslighting, the perception, the focusing out, right? What about that intuition, my angels? The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So it is. There's something here collective. from when you first initially broke up from this honeymoon phase, your intuition has been trying to tell you something when it came to that heartbreak. They deeply hurt, the sad, the separation, the breakup, the feeling lost and grieving and mourning. And that's where the confession is coming in. I want one more for that. And again, the seduction is, it's like, it's all over the spread, my angels. With the seduction, the temptation, the flirting, the dating, the hookup, the third party interference, right? And the attraction again. Don't be moving with lust, and don't be moving with, again, it would be taking the moment of bliss. Think long term, not short term. But I'm still a bit on the defense with that move on, the moving in with your partner and gambling energy. But we're gonna get a dice. We're gonna get a dice just to see. We know something could be happening quite fast. So what is the movement on this, my angels? 1. So within the next, from now and 24 hours, right? That is movement here. We are gonna get clarity on this situation, my angels. Again, I'm sticking to that. This is finding you to help you within this. And it could be quite emotionally triggered, and it would make sense with a confession, right? It wouldn't be easy for you to hear it or for this person to say it. However, I really want to tap into that energy about that moving in, the vacation, the gambling, the bad finances. When it comes to that, I want to see what that's about. Depth, diving in deep. Get me in that word. It just won't fit. But the awareness, the importance, and the value. And an exhaustion. So depleting, draining, and long journey. I want one more for that. I'm hearing several things, but I want one more for that. And the resistance. Okay, so it is more in that lens. But all of the things that needs to, again, come into this person's awareness, right? What's truly important? What's the value? That journey in itself, right here, right now, it's exhausting them. They feel drained. It has been a long journey. So your separation could have been, again, in their lens, quite long. It's quite common for twin flames or, again, divine counterparts to have at least 3 years of separation. That is not uncommon. I think it's more within that. That's the, what do you say? That's the, like the norm. And some people, they go up, again, it depends on how you are dealing with all of those triggers, with all of those cycles. Are you moving in the right way within them and learning what you need to learn to finally someday come into that union? And I'm getting a bit stuck on that saying finally. I don't usually, I think, say it like that, because I'm always an allocator for it has to be like sprinkle on top of your cake. So that could be maybe a bit of your outlook collective of finally something is happening here. But then again, don't ignore those red flags. They will come back to bite you in the bum later. In that moment of bliss, think long term, not short term. But they are resisting something here. They are suppressing. And I think it's within the lens of truly finding things out when it comes to the importance and the value and their awareness that they need to have, because they are more within the lens of this is exhausting. So again, it ties in with that overwhelming feeling I was getting from them, all of these emotions coming to the surface and not being able to hold it in anymore. But have they truly been diving into the deepest, into awareness of themselves with a lot of depths and a lot of reflecting upon why I do the things that I do, why I moved on, and why I haven't been doing this, that, and the other. And if they are resisting and suppressing this, there could be more than one thing within their life where they are doing it. And again, if we take it back to that move on, right? And that was what I wanted to hear more about, that move on, the vacation, the moving in with your partner. But if they have bad finances, they're suppressing something here, not wanting to deal with it because it's just exhausting, right? And therefore running towards collective in hopes of maybe be a bit saved. Again, those red flags are there for a reason. It also says secret admirer. Just putting it out there. I don't know how secretive it is, but then again, they could think that. But what about that awareness, the importance, the value, with the diving in deeper? The peace. So it would be to gain that, right? The peace, the clarity, the harmony within the situation. But they are not doing that for some reason. They are resisting, they're suppressing this. Yeah. Shallow. So it's more within hollow, right? Empty, maybe boredom as well, but I think it's more within the drain. But they could be coming across in a bit like that, like they're quite shallow. Again, and I am getting that it's all about, in some ways, there's a lot about lust. And I think that's the emotions that they're acting upon. They are overwhelmed with the feeling of you. And if it has been a long time since you were together and they just can't deal with it anymore, it's like, thank you for the compliment, but what else? Right? But there's a reason why this is coming to you. I think it would be hard for you, collective, to not be merging with that person in that way. There's a reason why I said you do not have to meet up with them face to face to have any kind of conversation. You can say, I don't feel like that's a good idea. Like, again, be open and be honest. You can express that it's a fear that you have, and you will end up in one way together. You will find it hard to keep that distance, and therefore not be feeling good within your body to therefore meet up. That it's a concern you have, and this that person keeps pushing that, in my opinion, you will have an answer, because they do not take your emotions into consideration, and then they are more within the lens of, again, very ego driven. What is it that I want? Not listening when it comes to how my person is reacting when it comes to this, right? But again, I am here for advice, so you can take it or you can leave it. Yeah. But again, they do have hope. It says accepting, don't know about that, faith, right, and manifest. It wouldn't surprise me if this person has been trying to manifest you. I'm getting that the O method, that could be something that they have been trying to do, right? But I definitely think that they're trying to manifest you back into their life in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's not like in the awareness of, I am manifesting collective. But then again, thinking a lot about a person, always trying again to live in the past and replaying events and memories within one's mind, that is manifesting. Let's be real. You're giving it so much energy. You're trying to call it into your present moment, right? Can I have one more for that lane? But trapped. So over all of this, right? The essence, so to speak, of it, they're trapped, they're stuck, they're tied down, they're captive. And that is what they are feeling. And there is no way out, that they can't do anything, so to speak, in a lack of a better word about it, right? But like I said, they are not tapping into that awareness. They are not finding the value, the importance of, again, their feelings, their thoughts, and why they are doing what they are doing. And they are more within, again, with the lens, I'm gonna say, like repeat myself, but feeling drained. This has been a long journey, and therefore suppressing a lot of the things that I think has been a seed in them, but then again, they are suppressing it. I think they know in some way in the back of their mind that they need to have that diving in deeper when it comes to this, but they are choosing not to because it's draining. Can we have one more for the exhaustion? The draining, the long journey. Distance. So it is, right? That deviation I did, where I think it's more within the lost living department, again, all of these emotions, and they cannot deal with this anymore. It's the distance. They want to close that in. This separation, this space, all of these blockages is just a long journey, and it's very much draining, right? They cannot take it anymore. We are going to get into what it is that they truly want to confess. I was just interested in seeing that energy, what was behind it, because I am getting a weird energy from it. But clinging, holding on, obsession, and spying, very much within that energy, right? Do they hold on to that, again, that there is a way out of this? Yes, I think they are. But again, what is the intention behind it? If they are running away from how their own life is starting to crumbling down, again, with the bad finances, if they are then taking you out on a vacation, it seems like that's the seed within their mind. Taking you out on a vacation, again, getting away from the world and all that has been, so to speak, been going on. Maybe again, to get away from the reality of it, it's like you are still running. You are not facing what needs to be faced. You are not taking that leap of faith into your subconscious and trying to work on what needs to be worked on when it comes to that person, right? So they're still holding on. They're obsessed and they're spying, right? And then we have that dishonesty and that deception and the trickery. And there is just something there, collective. And I don't think they are doing it necessarily intentionally. And that's, I wouldn't say even more sad, it's a good thing, isn't it? But again, it haven't been coming to their awareness because they are just exhausted, right? So they are therefore suppressing it, not dealing with that emotion. But we have epiphany here, understanding and awakening and realization. I want one more for that when it comes to that dishonesty. Only you. And shocking. So again, to confirm it, it is coming in quite shockingly, right? And it would be, we had the lightning as well, and one day. But I also think that it's gonna be, like I said, a trigger, so to speak, for you, collective. I'm just getting that they're not going to be maybe completely honest in the moment, but I will get more into that there's something here about the deception when it comes to that epiphany and understanding that they need to have about how they only want you, how they are feeling attracted and how they are craving. We know that they are craving and they are attracted to you. Otherwise, why would you move in to confess anything? But there is some turmoil here. And I think it has to be doing with that they have been experiencing within their own life that something quite shockingly has been happening to them. It's just like, what do you say, a sore thumb sticking out to me. There's something here. And I'm finding it a bit hard to directly pinpoint it. There's just something here, my angels. That is a bit alarming. So if we take it to the confession, what is it that this person wants to confess to the collective? Again, with the emotions, but what is it that they want to confess? Okay. So they could have been feeling cursed, right? They could have been, it comes to my mind for a reason, been dealing with maybe quite a lot of karma for how they left collective, right? They could have been thinking that you have been doing some kind of a witchcraft or cursed them even. And then we have the negative mindset as well. But I think that, and it does make sense, if they have been thinking, again, projecting that onto you, that you were doing witchcraft, that you were cursing them, it would have caused all of this bitterness within them, the anger, the resentment, and the hurtful words. So you could also have been saying hurtful words to them, maybe not directly, but maybe you have been posting something, because we have as well the obsession, right? And that if you are obsessed to the brink of not being able to control yourself or your emotions towards a person, more common than not, you would be spying. And it did come out for that deck as well, right? So it's like the universe is confirming that they have been read in the background. And we did have the sunglasses as well. So the energy has been confirmed in that way, right? But again, this is what they're wanting to confess when it comes to collective. That they are thinking that you have been within the background doing stuff, affecting their energy. And if they have been going through a lot of bad things or a lot of maybe accidents and thing has just not been going their way, instead of in their mind reflecting upon, well, this is my karma, this is my karmic wheel. Again, am I changing in the way I go out and about in my day, or am I doing the same stuff? They are more within that projection. I think it's you, but they are still obsessed and have infatuation, adoration, even addiction here, right? But you have been causing them to come into resentment and anger. And I think it stems from them thinking that you have been doing something to play within the energy in the background. And then we have the conflict. It's all about the decision, the hot and cold, and multiple choices. For me, it indicates more within that why they left to this, why they were hot and cold with you, not being completely honest and open and transparent, right? Can we have more for that? The witchcraft, negative mind, the hex, the curse, past life. So déjà vu, repeated patterns and karmic lessons, as I said it, and I don't think that that person sees us like that. I'm gonna be honest. They are not putting, so to speak, two and two together. They are not reflecting upon how they are moving within their own reality, right? So instead of pointing that finger inwards and asking themselves, well, how am I actually treating people in my life? Am I prone to keep leaving people in ruins because I am feeling triggered and I am not able to deal with my own emotions? So instead of being open and honest when it comes to anything, I point the finger. I go into that blame game. I build up bitterness and resentment and anger towards collective and start thinking, maybe because you are spiritual, they would know it, right? They would know it. And if they are then looking in upon your life and seeing that you are an advocate, in a lack of a better word, for the spiritual journey, and you talk maybe about what you have been going through and what you have been doing and what you have been shown and how you have been learning lessons throughout your life, instead of thinking that this is their karma for the way they treat people in their life, they project and they point the finger. And it would be a repeating pattern for this person, right? But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that it has occurred to them. What about the bitterness here, the bluff? Pretending, and mask, and exaggeration, right? I want one more for that. Family. Could there be something here as well with this person's family? Like parents, siblings, even long-term friendships that made them maybe wear a mask when it comes to this? Get into that sort of thinking? Of course they do, but we all do make our own choices in life. We are fully capable of making decisions on our own. The question being, are you willing to burn the bridges that you need to burn within your healing journey, right? Because we are what we hang around. So if the people around your person, so to speak, has been relaying it, saying stuff, making this person put up some kind of a mask and pretending, well, they will carry a seed of that within their own rights, right? Again, what we are being shown within our reality is either to show you what you need to work on. Therefore, in other people, be an info sign times, I was about to say 100, maybe times 10, right? To truly make you see it. Then you start to see how people are moving, and you can carry that just 1% within you, but it's still something that you need to heal out, right? Makes sense? But it also would be people within the more, so to speak, positive lens to show you what kind of energy you can embody as well, but more within, if you're looking at someone and you feel that adoration, it can come across, if you are still within that healing state, as being more within the jealous mind. Again, your ego, not looking at them thinking, oh, I truly want to be like you, but more within that, again, having resentment, so to speak, towards it. You're not seeing it right. It's because you, in your own rights, can embody that energy. You have the capability to step into that. But you're not seeing it like that, right? And there's a reason why I bring it up. That could have been something that you have been reflecting on upon collective. But then again, I also think that that process of thought hasn't quite come into your, if I may call them, your person's awareness. I want one more for that. The family, the bluff, the stress. So they would have been causing quite a lot of stress, turbulence, tension, and arguments, this card says. And again, we are doing what they want to confess. I think if I ease up a bit on your person, because I know I'm hard on them, I know I am. If they are coming in, truly taking off that mask, it says exaggeration. So again, everything with like a splint of salt, I was about to say. I don't know if you say that in English. We do in Danish. We say a gram salt med ting. With things. Now I keep talking Danish. But if like a hint of salt to the situation, if you get what I'm saying. But maybe they are exaggerating this situation again to their advantage. And if that person has been prone to do that within life, wanting towards other people when something occurs within their reality, and that has been within the midst of this family dynamic, right? And they are maybe connected to them when it comes to something again where there would be turbulence and tension and arguments, right? Are they seeing that repeated pattern? Are they seeing that karmic lesson? And if they are coming in just again with a lot of anger due to this situation, not taking accountability for it, well, you chose it. Whether you want to face that or not, you did. You chose this, and you chose it over and over again. Not to break the pattern, not to see the lesson, not to move differently within the same situation. So it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Why? Because you kept yourself stuck. You kept yourself stagnant, and you kept yourself bound to the situation, knowing that you could have moved, but you didn't. That's a repeated pattern, right? And again, there's a reason why I say it. I don't think that awareness has come across their table. I think, again, like you collected within the blame game, they are now within the blame game when it comes to why all of these things happened. They did this, they did that, they did it, they did that. They said you were like this, they said this and this and that. Who chose to listen? Again, that accountability, there is a reason why they haven't come into complete awareness, because it's too draining. It's too exhausting. It's too hard, right? What about the obsession here? The releasing. Releasing, then letting go, moving on, and walking away. I think they definitely have tried that. And again, they could be coming in to confess that. We are still doing that part, right? So why they then wanting to let it go and move on and, again, but still feeling obsessed towards collective. But I definitely think that they have tried to move on, tried to release this, trying to let it go. But they are finding it maybe impossible to do. If they have tried within a number of ways, right? And they could very well make sense of why they are then feeling so exhausted within their journey. I don't think that they are learning these karmic lessons. At least it's taking time. And there's nothing bad about it. It's not about getting to an end stop, right? I say that quite often within my readings. But if you're not aware, and if you do not like pointing that finger inwards instead of always projecting out from yourself, it will take time. And if you're refusing to see the lessons, because again, hard to face, hard to burn bridges, hard to remove yourself from situation that does not serve. You're only prolonging the journey, right? Because you keep repeating that karmic cycle over and over. And it keeps getting harder and harder and harder until you break it. Until you break it. What about the conflict, the hot and cold? Multiple choices here. The distracting, the sidetrack, and the delays. So it would have caused that, right? And you would have been feeling that within your energy. And I also think after you guys split up and everything like went out the window, they have been sidetracked. They have been, again, there have been delays here. Yeah, but hopeless. Sinking, despair, and falling apart. And it ties in, if we take it back to the beginning of the reading, so you haven't watched that, go watch it, but with the water sign right over that confession, a lot of emotion, and this is just one big emotion, right? And a lot of it, in a lot of different direction. Again, it is not centered, it is not grounded, not that a confession has to be like that, but then again, those red flags are there for a reason, collective, are there for a reason. But then again, hoping. So I'm just getting that feeling that this person just don't see. They just don't see it. It's like they're so caught up in emotions, not being able to see the emotion outside of the box. Not paying attention to what is truly repeating within my life and how am I choosing to move? Am I doing it differently? Am I approaching the situation differently? Am I speaking differently? Am I trying something different? It's just the same thing. Keeps on repeating, getting harder and harder and harder. But they do have hope here. They do have faith. Okay. So that's what the confession is about, right? And that's what the confession is about. I think I had a thought about you, collective. See if that comes to my mind again, but let's do tarot. Let's do tarot. I want to see universe advice for you, collective, when this comes in. I want to see universe's advice to collective when this confession comes in. What's your advice for collective? It was Queen of Cup and Strength, but I want them to flick out. I'm not going to take them when I drop them like that. Temperance. So find balance, find center, be neutral, right? It's all about compromise as well. Capability, calm, peaceful, purify the soul, and reconnected or reconciliant. But within oneself, your emotions. So you need to be on top of your emotions when this comes in, right? This is actually not bad. I'm gonna be honest. This is highly surprising. I want one more for that. It's rare that me and the universe do not agree upon a situation, but this, it's taking me by surprise. That makes me think that maybe all of the things we have been seeing, your person may have had that awareness, but then again, I would be surprised. It's Temperance, it's Six of Wands, the Fool, the Emperor, the Four of Cups. How does that make sense, universe, when it comes to the reading? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, this is surprising me. I did not feel that energy initially. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The Temperance, be in balance, right? It's all about, like I said, compromise. It's all about being peaceful. It's all about being within the soul, very tolerant, wanting equal, wanting compassion. Again, balancing this out emotionally beautiful. I'm gonna be honest, that is card. We have Six of Wands. That's victory, accomplishment, right? It's all about ambitions, decisions, success, good news, conquering, problem solving. And then the Fool. And that's the first card within the tarot. All about that new beginning. All about change, right? And solution and a beginning of a new chapter, of a new journey. So we could be leading into something quite beautiful, collective. It actually could. And I did say I was a bit hard on your person, but this is surprising. I gonna be honest, I did not see it like this. I did not. And then we have the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. He's a bit, but the Ace of Swords over it. I can't get over it. I'm gonna be honest. And that is wild energy. The Hanged Man. But in reverse. So it's all about making things unstuck, right? I would just be, I'm gonna be honest, I would be highly surprised if that person in this moment of time embodies an Emperor energy. I will be highly surprised. From the cards we have been reading, that is not a divine masculine, let alone an Empress outlook. It's good that they're coming in to confess all of these emotions, why they were bittersweet, that maybe they have been thinking and projecting onto you that you were doing this, that, and the other within the background, right? All of that things we just went through within what this confession entails. There's nothing that isn't good about it. There's just something within me that makes me think that this person is running from something within their life. I know we haven't had like a runner card come out, but they are caution. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later, and the caution, figure more things out. They are there for a reason. And the universe says, throughout this reading, there is a lot about the lust. And that Knight of Wands, he moves like that. He is all about that love and that fun, right? And the King of Wands, not that he works within that, but he is the more passionate king, right? He loves a challenge. He's passionate. But he also embodies a lot of charm. He's very intelligent. Has a lot about independence, right? But we have the Ace of Swords over it. And the Ace of Swords is all about clear, honest communication. What I am thinking right here, right now, collective, is that if you are able, and I definitely think you are, if you are able to maintain a temperance energy, right? Being very neutral, being very balanced, being very centered when this confession comes in, letting it unfold, if you get what I'm saying. Not diving in to the lust driven of this, of that calling to each other in that way, right? What I am seeing here is that something beautiful with the Fool, a new beginning could take place. A victory could come of it. I think then that this person is able to come into that Emperor energy. I know the Four of Cups is saying there's something here not seen, right? Maybe afraid that you won't see them in that lens, but I'm gonna be honest, the energy I was reading offered them throughout this whole reading did not tell me they embodied a divine masculine, let alone an emperor. And I guess that could be the shock if I take it back to this reading. Because this is not bad energy. And it's highly surprising. The Emperor and the Four of Cups. Oh my God. Five of Cups, but sideways, right? So it's not there, but it's not upright. It's not in reverse. But it's all about the breakup, the regret, the sadness, the destructor, the fear, the feeling abandoned, like a divorce as well. And if we take it in reverse, it's all about hope, the optimism, rekindle an old love, good news, accept a new relationship, restoring an old relationship again, right? And we know for a fact that it did have hope. What is surprising to me, seeing this, is the Emperor, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Wands. Those three cards right here, right now, they surprise me. And that's what the universe says. I'm just a bit, is your person seriously coming in, embodying an Emperor energy? A Star. This reading definitely took a turn. Inspiration, good fortune, optimism, enjoyment, confidence, right? Happiness. It's truly wishes coming true. The Star. It's such big energy, my angels, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe you're gonna be just as surprised as I am right now, because I literally cannot get it. I cannot wrap my head around it. I'm gonna be honest. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? The Emperor, the King of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Star now, the Six of... Like, what? What do you mean? Ace of Swords. Two of Swords in reverse. So not being blinded to the situation. Right? Also about surrendering to that flow. Taking up that blindfold. Knowing exactly where you want to go. Made up their mind about this. To release and reveal. This is this is wild. Like, seriously, the only thing here that is a bit, I wouldn't even say concerning with the other entity, but is a bit off-putting. It's the Knight of Wands. But it's just combined with the other cards. It's not even a concern in a way. I think it's... But what? Knight of Wands? The Sun? What? And Justice. I can't get over this. The Sun. Not only is it the happiest card within the whole tarot deck, right? It's such a divine masculine energy. And with Justice, truly wanting to balance out the scale. Truly wanting to come in with integrity, right? Making the right decision. Taking accountability, wanting to harmonize this. Now I feel a bit bad. Going off on your person like that. I'm like, what? This is crazy. This is crazy. What is going on in this reading? What in the world? I want to get them one of these. We're gonna get them one of these. The spirit animal cards to see how they're shining right now. I want to see how this person is shining universally right now. I want to see how they're shining. The bad. Where are they at? And again, air. And air is all about communication, right? There it is. So darkness letting go, death leading to rebirth. And that is how they're shining up there right now. Before emerging, the bat wage for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle sense of the underlying force that causes some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the end of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encourage us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. When it is balanced, accepts, adapts, and adjusts. So they are. And that lightning that has hit them, that has truly hit them. I want one more. That was too many. But it was the turtle and the oyster. But just one more, my angels, when it comes to this person with the confession, how they're shining. The dragon. I cannot believe this reading. What do you mean? That is so wild. The dragon. The seeing one's most true self and balance the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be here at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are curious, visionary, and can easily drop into the witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look into the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our body. Witnessing this impotent energy, even for a brief moment, helping us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back and ride as we transfer even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their energy is dim. Energy is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the ember of intelligence within you. And then it says something more. The subtle energy of the dragon lives on the navel center in a Maran chakra. Maran translates to the city of hidden gems. Well, that ties in. And behind its gates burn the fire of the transformation and disintegration. The Sags believe wealth of the fire, and at the native center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and the outer dimension. That is such a big energy. And it's starting, for me at least, to make sense within my mind. Because look at what they are going through. The bat and the dragon. They are releasing everything that does not serve. They are truly coming into this, believing in their eyes, in their own, what do you say, their own internal. They are transforming in the most beautiful way. I'm getting chills all over my body. I don't know if you can see it, but my eyes are like standing up. Eyes. My hair. I don't know if my eyes are standing up. They're more in disbelief over this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Crazy good, but crazy. Like, what? They must have put in such a lot of dedication and work. That is wild. That is wild. What an energy, collective. What an energy. The only thing I'm still a bit towards in my mind is why you need to have the caution. I guess, yes, with how things are unfolding, but again, believing that, but I just am a bit too, why with that intuition, with the red flags? Take the leap of faith, courage, better boundaries with communication, fun and adventure. What about that better boundaries? Something here with denial and deception and decisions and fear. So again, within this whole reading, right? And I said in the beginning, don't be putting up a mask, collective, when it comes to expressing your feelings. So if you are within fear, meeting up, seeing this person in the physical form, say that. Be open, be honest. Again, you're only creating a good space for clear and open and honest communication. So if you want that in return from that person, embody that energy. So if that makes you, so to speak, uncomfortable, or you are scared of what then will happen, tell them that. Tell them that. It would be, again, it would be a lot of self-love and discipline when it comes to you about, because you are not shutting then this person out. You're actually letting them in. And you're being open and you're being honest and you're being vulnerable. But I want a bit more about those. It's all about passion here. Passion ignited the desire and the dream. So like I said, you could have been dreaming something recently about this person. But they want you to listen again to your heart and center yourself. Let you be led by your intuition in the right direction. And let your light shine, right? So we know that this person is going through a massive transformation. I will say that is massive. That is, I was about to say almost unheard of. To be honest, that is big energy. I just want a bit more here from the red flags and the caution. Steady as you go, so don't rush it. Don't rush into anything. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Navigate with patience and resilience. Trust in your inner strength to guide you through life's twists and turns. Oh, that was something with the path, yeah. No, it was like that. The higher wisdom. Explore options, learn what you can, and expand your horizon. And the right track, I'm splitting it to that card. Let's just see. When it comes to that card, caution, the inner vision. Cut through the fog of confusion with your power of discernment. A new world and shield of resilience. Employ your shield of resilience, guarding against external pressures while nurturing your internal strength in love and career. In the new world, there are many more things for you to discover, so don't give up. And when we have the eclipse, this could have started within them shifting from that eclipse, and that was a big one, truly releasing what does not serve anymore, right? And if they have been, again, transforming throughout that eclipse, what they have been letting go of, it's making them come in to a beautiful energy. I'm gonna be honest, I can still not believe that tarot spread. I honestly cannot. I honestly cannot. And then again with the dream. And there is something here with Dreams Collective. I definitely think you have been dreaming about something here when it comes to this person reason. I said that in the beginning of the reading as well. So go watch that if you haven't. But dreaming and imagining brings your powerful vision into reality. Oh, I need to hurry up a bit. This reading has gone on for quite some time. But hurtful events. So there has been a lot. And I think, again, that it hasn't been talked about, right? And then we have Harmony is calling. So they definitely want to balance the scales. They definitely want to do you right. I was about to say collective, bring in that justice towards you. And how your person is shining up there to them right now. That's beautiful energy. So a message from your spirit team when it comes to this situation. Perhaps you're reminded all too often just how quickly the phases in your life can shift. One change after another. You are learning to adapt and grow. Be kind and gentle with yourself. It is time to stop letting worry rule you. Instead, get excited. Instead, get excited about your future and all it will bring. What energy and emotions you put out come back to you. With a little conscious effort on your path, that happy ending can and will be yours, believe. But it's all about taking it slow and steady. What does this say? Go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its eternity. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Use what they taught you as added strength. Keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. I just want one more. Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than what you deserve. And you must have done that, collective. You must have done that. For this person to come in like that I still can't get over it. I still can't get over it. It's like That energy is so where I'm gonna be honest. That's massive transformation. Like, I feel like it's unheard of. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know when I last saw energy shifting like that. That was wild. Damn. That was a wild reading. That was wild. Oh, damn. But good, collective. Exciting. Exciting things are coming. So that was today's reading. Thank you, my angels. Thank you for tapping in, for tuning in and listening. And I will see you another day, another time in another reading. Bye, my angels. Bye.